Uh, uh. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello and welcome to this Friday edition of the Morning Deuce with Dave Espindle, brought to you by hashtagtrending.com. We're finishing up our first full week of Deuces, so if you made it through all 5, you get a gold star. You should let me know. I'll appreciate the support. Hit me up on Twitter at dspin for the win with the number 4, or hit the website up at hashtagtrenders. Let me know if you made it through all 5. I'll be impressed if you made it through them all. So give me that, because I need a little love. I need a little love on this Friday, so help me out. But yeah, welcome to the end of the week, guys. We almost made it. This weekend, actually, I'm going camping, which I'm really excited about. I love camping because it kind of forces me to get out of the rat race a little bit. Some days I wake up and it's like you wake up, you roll over, you check your phone, you see what happened, what notifications you have on like Facebook and Snapchat, you go Instagram, you go through the thing, you get up, you're making your food, maybe you're listening to music or a podcast, maybe you're a guy who throws the TV on or a girl who throws the TV on when you're getting breakfast ready, and you're running through it, and next thing you know, you're on the way to work. And then if you're someone who works like I do in front of a computer all day or with TV screens, and you're grinding away, and next thing you know, like work is finishing up, and then you come back and maybe you're at the gym, you're listening to music, you're listening to music on the way to work, you're looking at screens, and then you make it home, maybe you watch Netflix and you go to sleep, and you realize that like your whole day you've definitely been looking at screens for a lot of it. I feel like there's always background noise. If you're not looking, you're listening. We always have something going on right now. There's always something going on. And camping is cool because it kind of makes you get away from all those screens and be outside and just be with yourself. I'm an extrovert. You can probably tell that because I'm talking to myself aloud like there's other people in the room on the internet, which is pretty huge extrovert key. But I like my alone time. I mean, I need my alone time. But when I don't give it to myself enough, my body will let me know. Like, I will feel it. Like, the internal conflict, the anxiety of just being like, hey, you've been distracting yourself all day with work and people and communication and podcasts and videos and everything. Like, you need to just be with yourself. And there's something really special about camping, to just kind of get outside and just sort of limit it all down and kind of be with you and give yourself a little self check-in. Like, hey, how am I doing physically, mentally? How's everything going? And I'm really happy and excited to go. The last time I went, it was actually a very interesting experience because it was the Friday of the Paris terror attacks this last November. And that night I left to go camping with some of my great closest friends. And it was crazy because I work in TV media, so that was nuts for me. I was crazy working hard, trying to get everything together and just updating like such a sad, intense event. And we really did a good job with it. I was really proud of myself and my coworkers. I felt really great about it. But it's daunting. I mean, it takes a lot out of you emotionally. It takes a lot out of you for like physically, just to do all of that stuff. And it was an amazing feeling because I was so intensely entrenched in what was going on in Paris, and just like that tragedy. 130 people are dying, and then there's you hear people singing the French national anthem as they come out of the stadium, just like looking fear in the eye and choosing to unite and overcome. And it was cool, and those moments were cool, and so many moments were sad and terrifying, and it was just so much. And then I went camping, and I got the exact opposite extreme of that, which was just to completely check out, like to just put the phone away, to just get outside with, into a beautiful space with some friends that I really liked, and kind of just check out from everything. And that was really valuable. It was valuable to get out and hike and to just be where I was with close friends, and I wasn't thinking about, some of the more difficult and depressing realities that our world has to face. Instead, I was looking at, some of the pristine things that our world is giving to us. And it was just a total shift of perspective. And now I'm excited to go off this weekend. I hope nothing even remotely close to that, what happened in Paris, will occur today. Please no. But I am excited to kind of cut out of the rat race a little bit and just get out of it and go to the wilderness a little bit and put myself in a tent and, enjoy myself and enjoy cutting off from everybody and get in touch with me a little bit and some of my closer friends. I can't wait to have that happen. And then when I come back, I'm excited to check back in to the pop culture reality of life, and that is the premiere of Game of Thrones and Silicon Valley. Sunday night television is an interesting thing for me, and I know we're drastically switching gears here. But Sunday night TV was kind of important growing up for me because it used to be dominated by Fox. I mean, you had The Simpsons, and I grew up a Simpsons kid, idolized my brother who was obsessed with The Simpsons, used to record all of them on VHS so we could watch them whenever we wanted. And those used to premiere. You had like Family Guy and Arrested Development, and Fox owned the Sunday night lineup. I mean, that was what happened. That was like the beginning of the Sunday scaries for me, knowing that I had to go back to work on Monday or to school on Monday. Mostly school because I'm obviously a little younger at this point in time. But it's just like I knew when I started watching that was my last bit of enjoyment of the weekend. And when that ended, reality was back. And now Sunday night is owned by HBO and Game of Thrones and Silicon Valley, which is amazing. And I get together with a group of friends and watch it at one of our friends' houses. There's like between 8 to 10, sometimes more of us all together. So it's kind of an event, and that makes it really exciting. I mean, Game of Thrones is amazing. If you don't watch it, you should watch it. It's a commitment. I didn't start until season 4. Rewatching Game of Thrones on HBO Go was like getting a girlfriend because you were in a committed relationship. You couldn't think about other shows without feeling guilty that felt like you maybe were thinking about cheating on your girlfriend. You can't. You were committed to it. And whenever anyone was like, hey, do you want to go do this? You almost felt like you had to check in and be like, can I afford to get away from Game of Thrones because I have to watch like 30 episodes before the new season premieres? Like, you had to check in with your girlfriend. And like a lot of the time, you're just like hanging out in sweatpants by the middle of the seasons because you're like comfortable with the relationship you're in. And next thing you know, you're like falling asleep with a burrito on your chest. And like, you don't even acknowledge that maybe she's there and she just keeps playing and you're just asleep. It was basically like a relationship to binge watch 4 seasons. But it was worth it because I caught back up, I'm in the mode, I'm ready to rock, and the watch parties with my friends are a really cool, awesome thing that we do on Sunday nights. And as those watch parties wind down, just like when I was little, the scaries come back a little bit, and I realize, hey, this is over, and now it's time for me to get back to work on Monday. But I'm excited for Game of Thrones to come back. It's amazing television. It's so good. Really well done, incredibly well done. And I love Silicon Valley, both on HBO. Think it's amazing. Think it's written incredibly well. Think it's acted well. Think it's hilariously indicative of the technology of our times. Super relatable. So that's a really exciting weekend for me. I hope you guys have something exciting you're looking forward to. I mean, for me to cut out everything, to get away, to get out into nature, to feel that, and then to come back in and kind of tap back in with another group of my friends and to listen and get back into Game of Thrones. And that starts a couple months of me having a really fun thing to look forward to every Sunday. So I don't know, the ritualisticness of Sundays is a really interesting thing. I mean, obviously like religions and cultures and stuff, but just what you do on your Sunday to prepare yourself for the rest of the week is a really cool thing. And this has always felt good since I've started doing it. So I'm excited to get back into it. I really am. I think it's going to be something very cool. So that's what I'm thinking about for part 1 of the Deuce. And now for part 2, there's a couple other interesting things. And it goes with camping a little bit, but it's Earth Day. So that's pretty amazing because I didn't realize the overlap, but maybe there's something we can do as we wipe it clean to acknowledge Earth Day, just to be happy with what we're given by the planet. And I know that sounds really hippy-dippy and whatever, but you realize we are all intertwined. So if you live in an area that has trees and beaches and mountains and rocks and whatever, try to get out in them. Try to get on a hike you've always been wanting to do. Try to make some time for yourself to get out in nature and kind of be part of Earth Day, because that's really important. But the other thing that was interesting, because I think, well, what Earth Day is tough if you live in the city, like if you live in Manhattan, if you're in downtown San Francisco, Boston, these are tough places, Chicago, to really feel that Earth Day vibe. But it's interesting because I was looking, and the first time that In God We Trust ever appeared on American money was in the 1860s on this day. I looked it up. I cheated. 1864. But it was interesting because I thought those things intertwined a little bit. Because, and I know like separation of church and state, and everybody has opinions about everything. So, PC police, chill out. But what I'm saying is, maybe there's a way that, like when I think of Earth Day and the environment, I just kind of think about how we're all connected. So maybe that's how the In God We Trust thing can kind of work. If you can't get out in nature, maybe there's a way that you can sort of feel the way that you can reconnect with everyone else in your environment, either with God or religion or with yourself or with the planet, whatever your spirituality thing is. That might be an opportunity on this Earth Day, whether you get outdoors, whether you take some time within yourself, whether you reach out to someone else, to put God, earth, nature, to maybe give yourself a little bit of a hippie Friday. We don't want to work too hard. It's a Friday. No secrets there. Maybe we kind of just try to feel the energy flow of everybody else. Just try to take it easy and be happy and try to be connected with it all. So that's how I'm going to leave the week. Thank you so much for making it through the first week of Morning Deuces. A lot of positive feedback, which is great. So tell your friends, especially hashtag tell your hot friends. That's how hashtag trending works. We ask you to share with your hot friends, hashtag tell your hot friends. And that is how I feel about my podcast. And I hope you guys like the first week. If anyone has a topic or a question, you can submit them. No guarantees I'll answer them because sometimes I just talk about what I want to talk about. But thanks for being here with me. And thanks for taking some of those alone time in your mornings and sharing with me. And I hope I got you to start your week the right way. That's it. Dave Espindle, D-Spin, signing off. Have a great weekend.